Hey, I thought I would do a quick little port review for God Eater.
Next to movement.
Obviously right now I'm stuck in the tutorial, but as you can see it's 60 FPS, which is pretty cool. If you know anything about the hunting game genre at all, you know that 60 FPS is pretty rare. One of the nicest things I'm sure you notice right now is I'm playing on the PC version, and you're seeing PlayStation icons. So the game has native DualShock 4 support, which is very hard to find. Most games don't support it, and if they do, they have generic Xbox buttons instead. This is like the beginning of the game. If you want to see some more gameplay, I'll have more later. I just wanted to get this out since you guys partially funded it through Patreon.
Now on to the key of your life as a God Eater. Combat. That weapon you wield is a God Art, the only tool capable of harming an origami. There, you will see some mock-ups of origami for you to test your blade upon. Fight them. Your God Art is more versatile than you might imagine. You can switch to a ranged weapon, gun form. Transform your arc and fire at those simulacra.
You can see how smooth it is. Obviously this is, I'm sure if you didn't know, this is basically a remastered PSP game, so the requirements for it seem pretty modest.
Once you have mastered this training, you will join blood out in the field. In a real battle.
I'll go ahead and I'll do another mission, so depending on if it gives me an open one or not. I just downloaded the game like an hour ago. I'm just busy with some other stuff, so I haven't spent too much time with it yet. So far, I'm very impressed. Namco, they get Q-Lock to do their ports. They are one of the best porting studios out there. I mean, apparently they were able to kind of salvage the awful Mortal Kombat X port, and they got them to, I guess, report it or upgrade it from the way it was before from High Voltage Studios. So anytime I see them involved with a port, I'm generally very interested in it because I know it'll be very solid, it'll have modest requirements, and it will run well, which, you know, there's been a lot of crappy ports recently, so it's nice that you can always count on them to deliver a good port. One of the things I should mention, I talked about this yesterday, is that it does have extra DRM. It has de novo DRM, which is apparently used in a lot of recent AAA games. I know, I think Deus Ex uses it, Doom, a lot of the big name stuff. So if you're one of those people who's very, I guess you could say, open about or adamant about not supporting anything that has extra DRM, then you're going to have to skip on this and get the console versions. But as far as I'm concerned, I'm not really big on that stuff either. I tend to dodge stuff that doesn't have extra DRM, but the port is so good that it doesn't really seem to matter. I've heard some people say that both modding and cheat engine support is available even with the DRM on. I don't know how true that is, so if you're into that, you might want to wait and see if there's even going to be a community at all or if there's going to be any limitations. But obviously, you know, people have unrealistic expectations for modding in PC games. People think that their community is going to blossom and be huge like the Doom community and Skyrim and stuff like that simply because it's on PC, but a lot of times there isn't even a community active at all, so I don't know what will happen with this game at all, but I haven't had any problems with it. I installed it, it loaded just fine. I didn't even have to boot up DS4 Windows. It just natively supported my DS4 controller, which is pretty awesome. Tales of Zestiria did that too, but it had a problem with overlap. I still have to run that through DS4 Windows and select hide controller before I can actually get normal input. So let me see if I can do another mission here. Yeah, this is probably going to be pretty boring. There'll be plenty more footage of this later for sure, because I don't really have much else to play this month aside from finishing up stuff on Yukimura Dead and Zestiria if I like it enough.
Slay this enemy, but be warned. It is stronger than your last opponent. You can't avoid an origami strike. Open your shield. Disperse the damage. You must always care for yourself. Healing will do you no good if you've been knocked out.
The controls feel very responsive, which is nice because I was honestly very impressed at how responsive Resurrection felt on Vita despite running at 30 FPS. This feels even better just from the extra frame rate. I know people can be real dicks about frame rate and stuff like that, but in a game like this it does make a world of difference. Anything with fast combat or precision movement really benefits from having a good frame rate.
Your God Arc has another ability unique to these weapons. It can devour your enemies and tear from them their oracle power. By doing so, you gain a portion of their bestial strength. You become more powerful. When an opening appears, devour your enemy, then burst and slay the others arrayed against you.
Now, I've heard some people say that the game is having difficulties right now with an official Xbox 360 or Xbox One controller. The one that I have right now is so busted that it's not even worth attempting, but that might be an issue if you don't have a PS4 controller that you can just hook up. But if you do, it's very easy to set that stuff up. All you need is a micro USB cable and just plug it into your USB port on your PC and then just hook it up to the controller. I've heard some issues about crashing in online too. The game just came out a couple days ago. Q-Lock tends to be pretty good about patching their releases. So any issues that they have now at the time of recording, which I haven't even experienced yet, I'm sure will be fixed in the future.
We conclude your basic training. You are now ready to join our Blood Special Forces.
It's cool he can skip the loot pickup countdown too. Load times are very fast. I'm sure, as you can see, I don't really have a fast hard drive. I'm not running on a solid state drive or anything. The load times are super fast. Definitely coming from Vita, where the load times are not too long, but quite long, considering how little it's loading. Seems like a very rock solid port. Okay, well, it's going to give me a bunch of cutscenes now, so I'm going to stop there. Overall, it's a really awesome port. It seems like it does have some issues, which I have not encountered yet. Apparently, people are having problems with the Xbox controller not reading after they boot the game more than once, and they've said that they've had to restart the computer to fix it. Seems like it's on a case-to-case basis. I've only seen it mentioned on the forums, but a lot of people are just complaining about the DRM, and rightfully so. I should mention that they don't mention that it has extra DRM at all, which is admittedly very shady. I like to I like to be informed when you're going to put extra DRM on top of the Steam DRM. So if that bothers you, if you don't want to support it, then you might want to wait. For all we know, this might just be something that they're doing for like the first couple weeks or the first month to protect the sales and reduce piracy, which I don't even know if that would be a problem on this. You can easily get this game on the PSP or find an ISO for it or something. So I don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't have any inside information, but from what I've seen so far, I've watched a bunch of footage of this port before I decided to buy it too. It's very rock solid. I'm sure whatever issues they have will be patched out. It's only been like maybe 3 or 4 days since they released it, so if I hear anything about these issues being fixed, then I'll let you guys know. Anyway, catch you guys later. Tomorrow I should have some more footage too. Peace.